it up here to dump the beans. Pretty long line this morning. They were closed yesterday, so probably a lot built up. Just a couple, 3 trucks behind me. And then, yeah, pretty good line ahead. More around the corner, but it shouldn't take too long. We've moved quite a bit already. We'll get this done, take the truck to the next field and let them load it today, and maybe we can get another one in this evening even. We've been in line about 30 minutes. It's almost our turn to get on the scale and go by the probe check. The line behind us is quite a bit longer, or at least the same length as when we got here. So, not moving too bad. We knew there'd be a lot of trucks. Hey guys, we're out here at one of these fields that we combined, actually the first cornfield we combined, and we hired a neighbor to come in here and he's planting cover crop for us. So on this field, we've got a mixture of rye and turnips, and then on other fields we've added in some additional cover crops, some for grazing, some won't be grazed, some will be baled, some will just be terminated. So we're doing that today. We've been doing it about all week. Just the first time I've been able to get out here and get video of it. We're still harvesting. We have some beans left and a little bit of corn. So I haven't been able to video, but I thought I'd get a couple shots today. What he's doing is no-till drilling it on like 7-inch spacing, 7.5. So I hope this germinates. They're talking a little bit of rain this weekend or early next week. And there's moisture in the ground too, from what it looks like. So hopefully we can get this to come up and see what it does. As you can see, we're no-till drilling this, so we're not working the soil. He's just got some no-till coulters on there, and I'm putting the seed down right underneath of that, right behind that, and then just a harrow to cover it up. What we're doing here is just trying to get some crop on there to build organic matter, keep the organisms in the soil living, and then like on this field I've seen some fall or winter annuals coming through, and it'd be real nice to use some cover crop like rye and stuff to suppress those. So, and then the turnips will help with compaction as well. So a lot of benefits to it. It's not our first year doing it. It's something we feel that is beneficial. So this right here, this is chickweed, and this stuff in the spring, it'll get like a carpet. It'll get viney and intertwined, and it really creates a mess in the spring when we're trying to plant or do any sort of tillage or anything. And I mean, this field's been harvested for maybe 3 weeks, and this is what we've got already. That's one of the reasons that we're doing this. Hopefully this rye and this cover crop will suppress the weeds. It'll beat out this, and then in the spring we can come in, we can terminate it, and we can stay clean. We've seen in the past, you can see down the line of cover crop on one side, way less weed pressure, almost none. On the other side, it didn't have cover crop, and there was weeds, and it was becoming a problem. That is one of the reasons. And the turnips, they'll help break up the hard pan on the farms, and granted, not every farm needs it, but it is just a good way to create more organic matter. And I think they call it like the term green manure. That's the reason we're doing this. And we get the benefit, not on every farm, but on some farms, we can bale it. We can use it as feed. We can turn the cows on it and get grazing and get their manure on it. There's a lot of benefits. It's something we want to try. We've done cover crops for the last 4 or 5 years. We've done turnips, we've done rye. We've also, not on this farm, we've planted them already, but we've got some other varieties and mixes that we tried, and we'll want to show you those as well. Hopefully we have some good weather here. These can get out of the ground, and we can see the growth before we get some cold weather and a frost and everything. Really excited to see this and bringing you guys along. It won't take him long to finish this field here, and then he'll move around to the rest of the farm. So we're gonna go hop back in the combine and keep moving on that. We are back in the combine. We're getting this field opened up. We're not far away from where they're drilling that cover crop. We are combining some beans here. These were our first beans planted of the year. They're not our first harvested. I would say we are 25% of the way done with bean harvest, and we have very few corn acres left. These beans will be going in the bin. It's a Friday, so it'll work out pretty well. We have been hauling up to Des Moines to our processor, but they decided to close early on Thursday, closed Friday, and they sent a text out today they are now closed on Saturday, so we cannot get a semi in until Monday. The truck is full, and we have most of a grain cart full to go up there. That's when we decided that we would be going to the field we were going to put in the bins. We'll see how we get along. And a good problem to have would be it doesn't all fit. We were planning on putting a couple different farms in the bin, but we'll see how they're yielding. The beans have been testing pretty good. You know, they're in the high 11s, low 12s for moisture. Ideal would be 13. I've heard some single digits, but we have not seen that on our farms. Not yet anyway. And they are talking a chance of rain on Sunday night or Monday, and it's kind of changed. It may get pushed back to Tuesday even. All we can do is keep moving till we can. went and got the auger, got it set up. That's where we're going to bin the beans, right here where we're combining. Got the wagon set up, and we'll just use the carts and dump in the wagon and put the beans in the bin. So beans are a much slower paced crop than corn. You know, you've seen us on corn. My wife will be out here running grain cart once in a while, or I'm in the grain cart filling trucks, keeping the combine moving, and then trying to get the truck to the bin. And you know, it never really stops. When we get on beans, it is much less all hands on deck. Obviously the goal is to still keep the combine moving. When your beans average much less than your corn, you know, a third to fourth of what the corn crop is, well, there's just less moving parts. Usually that's where, you know, if I'm trucking to an elevator or something, then everything's kind of ready when I get back. That gives me time to do other things around the farm. Sometimes I'll go and chore. I'll go check some cows, go grind feed, get other equipment ready, everything like that. It's a little bit slower pace. The goal is still to keep the combine moving. Generally, if I have to leave and go do something with the livestock or get something else moving on as far as equipment and everything, I can come in the morning here. It's still dewy, we can't run, and I can get grain carts dumped, stuff in the bin, or take a truck up in the morning or something like that. Just as I'm telling you guys about keeping the combine moving, I slack at my job, but he was close to the wagon anyway. Hey guys, it's the next morning. No, it's afternoon now, but we're back here at this field that we opened up yesterday. We're dumping in the bin. Hopefully we can knock this out and the field across the waterway as well, and try to get this bin full. So far, I think the beans are doing pretty good. Not any records, but just a good, strong average yield. We're almost done with the other side of this waterway, and then we'll move across the ditch. we're combining beans and we're sticking them in the bin. It's definitely, like I said earlier, a slower pace than with corn. On corn, I had a lot of times where I would leave the wagon with corn in it because I was trying to keep moving, and actually that was the semi, so I almost had more holding capacity than what I have now. And we're running the auger real slow, just trying to let it, you know, take it easy on the beans. Beans, their moisture fluctuates a lot more than corn. If they get too dry, or even if they're perfect, if you're too hard on them, they'll crack or split and have damage. So that's why we try to run the auger real easy and just be real gentle with them. So, but it is still definitely more efficient to have the two of us here rather than just one. I can be over here dumping, keeping the bin filling. He can be over there combining, keeping the machine moving, getting acres done. Finished up that piece over there and move it back to this side to finish it up. the next day. I didn't film anything after we quit last night. Back in the same field. We're still filling the bin. Hopefully we can get this field done, get moved to the next one, and maybe even fill the bin. I would guess, I haven't climbed up it, but we should be about half full, or be at least half full after this next cart. We got the wagon full, as you can see back there. Still kind of an overcast day, but we got some breeze. Hopefully that allows us to get a good day of running it. First dump of the day. First unload of the day. Let's check the bin real quick before we dump this. I think we got about 500 bushel between the cart and the wagon, maybe. Pretty full cart, wagon's full. So let's see how far we are. We should be, I would say we're probably 2 rings from the top. So right there or a little higher. I don't know if you guys can see that. There's our spreader. There's where we're at. So yeah, we're right at that ring, and there's a little bit of a mound there in the middle. We're filling pretty evenly otherwise. From what I can see, yeah, we're maybe a tick over half full. I think that's about kind of where we thought we'd be. parts about soybean harvest is all that dust. It just gets in everything. We're greasing the machine in the morning, and we'll see, you know, dust just come from everywhere, in the bearings or, you know, around the bearings and all that. It just gets everywhere. I would really like to get you guys some more close-ups of the combine, but I don't really care to get dusted out. So from the tractor, it'll be, this will probably be the last unload on the go for this field. All he's got is what's on the other side of him.